and I'm going to give you some briefing on DigiOne in this event. My main job is actually to work as a DigiOne program manager in behalf of City of Espoo. And Espoo is one participant in this DigiOne program, and I have colleagues in 6 other cities in this program. And as well, I work as a product owner of one of the services that will be tendered during this program years. And you will hear more about that later on in this presentation. As we are quite a few, so I would say that it would be quite interesting to hear who is participating this event. So if I pass along to our staff first, so there is if I pass to Kirsi, so you can introduce yourself next.
Hello, I'm Kirsi Lehto, and I'm program director for this DigiOne program, and actually also the first employer working in this program, and also working in the city of Vantaa.
Okay, great. And if you passed on to next one.
All right, maybe Markus is the next one, since he was the second worker in this program.
Hello, everyone. My name is Markus Humaloja, and yes, Kirsi is totally telling the truth. I was the second one, and we've been working with this project like 2 years now, and my main job is in pedagogy, that I will see that everything goes with the curriculum and the pedagogical point of view. And also the recent tasks are, let's say, my calendar is full of working the tender of the course planning service we are planning to create with this project. So, but I'll tell you later more about that.
And please pass on to next one, next victim.
All right, let's say Miika.
Okay, hi, my name is Miika Alon, and I work as an information architect in DigiOne project, and mainly doing data models and integration planning and things like that in this project. And I will be presenting the DigiOne platform a little bit about the technical side and how the data modeling is done and how are the APIs published. And next one is maybe Nevala Maria. We are not
Maria, you are muted.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Maria Nevala, and I work as a communication specialist in project DigiOne, and I do some communication and blogs and our web pages. So warmly welcome. Next, would Taina tell about?
Yes, hello. Hello everybody, my name is Taina Uusillikainen and I work with Kuntien Tiera. And I will present you how the municipalities can participate to DigiOne and also how the services that you present can also join later in the DigiOne ecosystem. I work in Kuntien Tiera as a production manager, but in this project I work as a specialist regarding the education field. And next one, I think it's Tuija.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tuija, and I'm a program specialist doing everything concerning about leadership of this project and the pedagogical issues. And is there anyone else who is in this our program, or
I think all from our program.
I'm the last. Yes.
Yeah. So I can actually, take the lead now. Thank you all, and maybe we hear short introduction so that you would also, the guests would tell where are you from, and if you want to tell something else shortly, so that would be very nice. So if we start with Aivar, please.
Yes, hi. My name is Aivar here. I'm joining you from the Estonian Education and Youth Board. I have a few colleagues here, and we're just wanting to see how DigiOne is doing, and just to get a bit more acquainted with DigiOne, I guess.
Okay, great to have you here. Welcome. And next, Anna Dementieva. I don't know if the pronunciation was at all good, but please, Anna.
Hi, yes, it was very good, thank you. I am from XEDU Accelerator based in Helsinki and joining just to hear updates on your project that we've been, of course, following from the beginning. Thanks.
Thank you, Anna. And then there is Christopher.
Hello, everyone. Sorry, I'm just trying to eat my lunch at the same time. But yeah, I'm working in Helsinki, Finland, and also in education as Director of Digital Learning, and just intrigued to hear more about this project. So happy to be here.
Okay, thank you, Christopher. Then I think there is Jaakko Rannila.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jaakko Rannila, and I work in a Studio Ltd company, startup company based in Finland. We've been working for 3 years now, and at the moment, all the universities in Finland are our customers. Before that, I also was a project manager creating this PEPI system, which is now the most used student information system in Finland. And it's also named after my daughter. So basically, Studio is making services, and we're really interested about the DigiOne. So I hope we can also participate of doing this one as well.
Okay, good to hear that you are interested in somehow participating DigiOne ecosystem. So, and the next one is Janne Hansen. I think I know you. Janne, are you hearing us?
Sorry, trouble finding the mute button. Can you hear me now?
Yes, very well.
Hi, Janne Hansen from Microsoft Finland. I'm just curious about this DigiOne project. So I've been trying to follow what you guys are doing.
Okay, great to have you here. Then there is Christian.
Yes, hello. Can you see me now? Yes.
Yes.
Hello, I am Aivar's colleague, head of department for curricula and learning tools. A curious server today. Thank you.
Okay, good. Then I think there just appeared Heidi.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
I am from the same institution as Christian, and we are working on the similar goals here in Estonia. So I would would like to hear more about your achievements there in Finland.
Okay, good. Then Mikko Janis.
Hello everyone, I'm from Studio LTD, same as Jaakko, and Jaakko well put what are we here for. We are interested in cooperation, maybe.
Yes, good. Then there is NGM. I don't know how to say that, but if you noticed your name, please tell how it should be said. Kiem. Can you hear us? Okay, we can also get back to you later. So Pasi Mattila.
Hi, my name is Pasi. I'm from Canon, and I'm here to learn more about DigiOne as if we had any possibilities to be one of the service providers for this project.
Okay, good. Thank you, Pasi. Then there is Peep.
Hello, everybody. So I'm a colleague of Heidi and Ivar and a couple of other colleagues who are here. So I'm working on the Estonian side on a similar project. We are building infrastructure for harvesting and using personal learning experience as well. And we are very curious about learning about your approach and whether we can learn something from there, use it, and why not to think about potential cooperation as well. Thank you.
Thank you. And then finally, Pekka.
Hi, I'm Pekka, located in Helsinki. I'm representing Kahoot Dragonbox. So we are publishing material and creating content. So that's the point of view that we are interested in.
Okay, good. So great to have you all here, and just quickly some general information about this event. So this event will be recorded. The recording has started, and you can ask questions during the presentations in chat. And in the end of this event, we will try to answer all the questions that went covered during the event. So, and then there might be some time for further questions as well. And then there is some social media guidance for you. If we get the next slide, please. I think Tuija had the, okay, thank you. So I will shortly present DigiOne, and then after that we will have Markus to cover the teaching and learning in DigiOne ecosystem, and then there will be Mika telling you about DigiOne platform and APIs, and then there will be Taina giving you perspectives on the ecosystem, and then we will have hopefully some time for questions and next steps. So DigiOne in brief. So I think the main goal for us is to build this DigiOne ecosystem. That is the kind of a big picture. And then we will cover all the levels in the end of the day, so all the levels of education. But now, as we are in the development program phase during the 3 years program, so we will cover only the primary and upper secondary education, so not cover the vocational or preschool. And at the moment, the digital landscape of schools is pretty fragmented, and at the same time we see actually very few dominant service providers, and also the market is kind of closed, and there is a lot of cities and teachers and kind of people in the education sector that are not very happy about the situation today. So this is why DigiOne is in place, and this is why in city of Vantaa they started to think about what could we do. And the kind of starting factor is that Vantaa started this as their own project, but pretty soon they noticed that it's the same kind of situation all over in Finland, so that they started to think that maybe it's not wise to do that all alone, and they got the kind of financing and the kind of investment from the Business Finland, and then they thought that maybe we should do this together, and that is how they started the discussions with other big cities in Finland. And during last year there was this negotiations with the city of Espoo, city of Oulu, city of Turku, and city of Tampere, and those cities decided to join this program, and later on during this spring also the city of Jyväskylä and city of Lahti decided to join this program. And now the kind of a program phase is ready, so that we will not take any new cities on the program phase to join DigiOne, and the new ones will have the opportunity to join after the kind of go live date, so that after the 2024 start of the year, that will be the phase that new cities or municipalities can join this. And okay, you can of course read from also from the slide, but we are kind of looking at this kind of a service platform that will combine all the kind of educational and administrative data and other services, as well as of course we would like to have this as easy use as possible, and also that you can get into all services with one sign on. So that will be the kind of basic things that we are looking for. Please, next slide. So finally the goal is happy learners. So if we are not doing this for all for learning, it doesn't make any sense. So it's pretty obvious that if children are well and they feel well, that is the best seedbed for learning. So this kind of a new digital service platforms make it possible to support the overall well-being of the learners, and I think we will have new possibilities to combine the information related to the learner actually into a whole holistic kind of a form that it's available to the actors who need it in even real time. So that is kind of a big pictures of this program. Of course, as I think the first bullet in this objectives slide is what I have already pretty much covered, but also it's important that we really look at the kind of a pedagogical culture and how it's developing. Markus will give you a little bit deeper dive on that, so that how do we really include the curriculum very deep in the system. I think that there is also one bullet that says about the easy to use or easy to deploy. That is really something we are looking for. And of course, we are looking for the synergy between the municipalities, so that we have very different systems or even the processes at the moment in place. But I think the goal in the end is pretty much the same. So it really does make sense to try to find those kind of harmonic or this kind of a synergy approaches, and I say that it's not necessarily easy, but it's worth working for. So that if we really find better ways to do things, and of course if it's even cheaper to do things in more kind of a harmonic way in different cities or municipalities, I think it's very easy to make sense out of it. So please, next slide. So there is different perspectives on the objectives of this DigiOne ecosystem. I think I have covered some of those, but of course in the kind of even technological perspectives, I would say that some of these tools that we are looking for is really if we really succeed, and I believe we have good chance to succeed in this program. So we will enable really the kind of digitalization in the municipalities education processes. So not only to digitize, but to really to digitalize, if you understand the kind of a difference between those, so that at the same time as we look at the tools, we really deep dive on the project kind of for processes too. So I think there is a lot to do, but still I say that it's really worth doing. Please, next slide. So there is still some things that I have already covered, but I think this kind of a little bit collects the kind of building blocks for this program. So I would say that the last one of this is also very key in this program, so that we kind of want to get the user friendliness into these services, so that we have seen that there has been that kind of a tools that maybe the users haven't got their voices heard. Now we want to do it in a whole of a different way, so that it's kind of built in this program that we hear the teachers, we hear the learners, we hear even the parents during the development of the services, and of course we hear also the staff of the education kind of management, and all levels of people are kind of joining to work with these new tools and processes, and also the kind of defining what kind of tools there should be used. So I think that is the point I want to kind of emphasize in this slide. And then we get into the DigiOne service model, so that if I kind of I think for the international guests, it might tell quite explicitly that if we talk about the student information system, I think that is the kind of a core of DigiOne that we are trying to build now. So at the moment we have this kind of one dominant legacy system that we would like to renew and develop further. And how we are doing this is that we will do some parts ourselves, include the coding. Some parts we will cover through tendering process, and then there is still plenty of room to different kinds of commercial players to offer their solutions through DigiOne platform and marketplace. And if we start from the bottom of this picture, so I would say that we look at the heart and soul of DigiOne, the platform. So we will have this kind of a sandbox that would be the kind of a development and testing environment for different kind of commercial service providers. And then we will have in DigiOne platform, we will have the master data, and there will be data warehouses, and of course we will have the integration platform, because we will integrate into this kind of a basic operational ICT systems in the municipalities, but also the national data resources and services, including the Ministry of Education and National Board of Education all kind of systems that are needed. And of course, we will have this also the integration platform for different kind of commercial service providers going further, so that they will have the easy integration to DigiOne. Actually, if we then look at the left side of the kind of top, there is this DigiOne services. So we will have a kind of own services that will be kind of built ourselves. So there will be this kind of school management system that will be kind of interface for the DigiOne platform, so that you can put stuff in and get stuff out with that kind of interface. Then there will be this kind of annual planning and the education institutions service, and then there will be course planning and assessment that Markus will tell more about after me. And those will, those will be built ourselves. And actually, this Markus planning is actually tendered the kind of who is making the coding for that. And then there will be some solutions that will be tendered. So those are they're called as DigiOne influenced commercial services. So there is this application documentation and decision making services. That is actually where I am as a product owner. And then there is this management of school study and work schedules and rooms. That tendering is actually in kind of a progress, and home and school collaboration. So that is kind of a communication tool between home and school. So that tendering process is also in progress. And then this marketplace will be built later, and there is on the bottom of you can see this early childhood education and vocational training. As I said earlier, those are not covered at the moment in this program, but they will be covered later going on. And on the right side, you can see this kind of a commercial services. There is just kind of some topics for the commercial services, what we are looking for going further. And you can see the actually on top of this kind of a service model, there is this kind of a role-based interfaces with single sign-on. So what we are looking for is that we would have this kind of different roles that would have the easiness of getting into their relevant services with this kind of one interface, and of course one sign-on. And I would say that if and as we get into that point, that will be a huge development comparing to all of those passwords and different portal logins needed today. So I would say that we have a lot to achieve. We haven't achieved yet that much concrete. We have achieved a lot, but not yet concrete things, but I would say that going further after the summer, we will get to see some more and more concrete stuff, and hopefully at some point later we can show you off some really cool stuff. I think I have been talking actually too long. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to take your time, but I think it's time for me to pass on to Markus, unless there is some questions to cover. Okay, I think there is not at the moment. So I pass on to Markus.
Thank you. Okay, I will briefly try to explain you how we are going to achieve those goals Petri was showing you right before me. So and I think the best way to open up the change we are trying to make is to show you this service course planning and documentation service we are putting on a tender right after the June, I guess. At the end of the June it will be going out. So can you switch the next slide, please? So if I explain briefly the whole process, how we are like trying to make the change for the learning and the teaching, and this is the basic idea that we have those services Petri was telling earlier, and those services are for different kind of phases of the process in teaching and learning, or the whole education, as we say. The first box in the left upper corner on the left is like telling us the service that the National Board of Education in Finland is providing, the service opintopolku.fi, and there is one service called e-perusteet, which is the service for publishing curriculums for all the organizations who are like eligible to organize education in Finland, and it's available for all those organizations. So in DigiOne we are planning to have all the curriculum data in that service, and that service allows us to read the data for the other services in the form through the APIs in the form that we can use it in all the other services. Pep, do you have a question?
Yes. So what I'm wondering is what e-perusteet what you have there. So is it sort of a digital curriculum service, or is it something more?
Yeah, it's a digital curriculum service. Yeah, very basic.
Do you have specific standards outlined as well, which you use for encoding the curricula? Some sort of metadata about which elements are there, how they're related. Is it available somewhere?
Yeah, it creates kind of a structure for curriculum, and
okay.
If let's say the city organizing the education publishes the curriculum in the e-perusteet, they have to write it there and publish it there, and because of the service it has to be in a certain structure, and the structure is same for all the cities, even though the curriculum can be a little bit different in two cities.
Could you share some examples maybe later? Why I'm asking is because we are developing a service. We have developed the metadata for national curriculum as well. It's mostly oriented for documenting the learning outcomes and their connections.
Yeah.
So we will be really interested in learning whether we have some common points for interaction here.
Yeah, this service is actually provided by the National Board of Education. So I suggest that you ask straight from there that how they have developed it and where the kind of the base of the Finnish curriculum is.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, all right, thank you. With the curriculum data drawn to the DigiOne core data, we can do the rest of the planning for the school year, like form student groups and form the schedules and form the courses out of the curriculum, of course. And the management of schedules and rooms service is going to put them all together and create like courses, the data for the courses that includes the group of students and the teacher and the places where it's gonna happen and also all the timetable when it's gonna happen. And all that data goes to the course planning and documentation service where the teacher gets it. And with that data, teacher can plan the course and show the students and parents and how the learning is going to go, what are the objectives of the teaching and learning, and how this everything will be assessed. And with all that data, teacher is creating while planning, we can show to the student and guardian what's going to happen and how the studying is going and how the learning is going at the end of the day when the assessment data is attached to this planning. Here's some points what we see that we can change, we can change the curriculum-based course planning. We can help teachers to follow the curriculum. Also, the assessment, we can guide teachers to make more equal assessment for all the students because we do it like the curriculum says. And also with all this planning data, we can help teachers to save time because all this data helps to automate certain tasks. So the time will be saved for the teaching and spending time with the students. All right, we can hop on to the next slide. Thank you. When we dive into the course planning and documentation service as a let's say app, that what the teacher will be doing in this service, the teacher gets the course with this data I was explaining earlier, and the data includes the local curriculum data for one course, let's say like a mathematics for 8th grade, and the Finnish curriculum is built in a way that there is like objectives and the content and the transversal skills coming with the data. So teacher use those objectives and content pieces to put together like periods, and those periods can be like a part of the whole course, and the one course is like 1 year for the one subject. So those periods can have like assessment, different kind of assessments, and teacher can plan those assessments with those objectives and all this guidance from the curriculum. And also this is the thing that we want to engage, that we can connect all this data to the commercial services like learning management systems and all the other learning applications. The teacher will be it will be more easy to to take the data to the other services. For example, to establish the learning management system, like space for the course, will be like handled through APIs that teacher can just like take the data to the LMS and the space is created. And then the students can go to their learning management system when the studying happens and the data is there. The teacher can pull out the data back to the assessment planning and assessment documentation. So it'll be easy to use different kind of commercial services with this service. And also this is handling the assessment and grading for the end of the year. And the teacher can like take advantage of all the assessment data, which is like into their course plan and use the data for handing out the grade for the student at the end of the year. Mika will be telling you more about APIs and standards and so on. So I'll pass it to Mika for now. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. I will briefly go through a high-level introduction on DigiOne platform and the environment and APIs. And we have also discussing going on the chat about the curriculums, which I will answer a bit later, more about curriculums. But DigiOne platform is built on open source microservices, which are run in a private cloud provided by Tiera. DigiOne is done in collaboration with municipalities and Kuntien Tiera, and Kuntien Tiera provides this private cloud, which is then used by DigiOne. But it's actually you could say cloud agnostic platform that provides us the development environment which we are using. So things on the right, which we are using in the development. But we are developing DigiOne as microservices. So we are using different open source technologies to create these microservices that could potentially run anywhere. We are mainly using Kotlin and Java as our main language and creating front ends with React or other front-end frameworks. And we are creating APIs mainly using GraphQL, meaning our custom APIs and APIs we need to communicate from microservice to microservice. But also we are planning to create different standard APIs that we can use to integrate our services to commercial services like learning information systems and different tools. And DigiOne platform is using OpenID, Kuntien ID, identity and access management system to federate the user accounts from the municipalities, so you don't have to create new user accounts to DigiOne, and also use MPass in addition to international standards to log into different commercial vendors. MPass ID is this login and basic student information exchange mechanism that you can use in Finland, but it's only a national way to integrate the different learning environments. And DigiOne is also integrating different national services like Suomi.fi, where you can get the national data, for example, data from persons, so basic information about students and guardians and things like that. And we are also planning to use messages and identification services from Suomi.fi, so we can use, for example, electronic messaging from Suomi Field services, which means we don't need to anymore send traditional mail. We can use Suomi Field services to handle also traditional mail about different kind of decisions that you make in the school. Okay, let's go to next one. As I mentioned, DigiOne is going to create different kind of APIs. So GraphQL query language APIs are those that are created for DigiOne services, and those can also be used by commercial services, but we are mainly focusing on creating standard APIs, for example, IMS standards, some one roster and LTI APIs, so we can directly integrate to different commercial services like from Microsoft or Google and bigger LMS and tools. But we are also having our own integration platform, so we can do custom integrations. There are multiple learning management systems that do not support any standard. They have their own custom APIs, so we have our way to integrate those also. But basically, DigiOne is going to be built on a microservices in a way that it creates this multi-tenant student information system, which integrates to municipality administration and those national services mentioned before, like curriculums and study rights and grades and competencies. And for example, the curriculum service, perusteet and actually YLOPS are provided by the Board of Education. But we are creating our own APIs on top of that. Those APIs are Finnish, basically in Finnish and in kind of national format. So those APIs are not following any international or European standards. So we are also creating our own API and, for example, translating all the structures from the curriculums, so we can use those and better integrate those in international services. And next slide, please. DigiOne data models are done in Finnish interoperability platform. You can find all the logical data models if you go to tietomalli.suomi.fi and search for DigiOne. You can find the DigiOne data model, which is basically a huge logical data model that models all the logical structures of the elementary and secondary schools. Also the curriculums and other things that are currently in Finnish student information systems. And this data model is used to create more accurate, smaller data models that describe, for example, different APIs or different microservices that we are going to implement. And from these data structures, you can also see what kind of APIs we are going to implement later. So these APIs will be published later in DigiOne Sandbox /playground. And from these data models, you can see what kind of structures you can query from different microservices. Okay, the next slide. So we are planning to implement different kind of APIs also following international standards. There are many to choose from, and we have focused on IMS standards that define different kind of serialization and protocols for integrating organizational, student education, and institutional data to different kind of learning environments. Next slide. So IMS One Roster is the main standard we are focusing on. So we have DigiOne Student Information System with its microservices, for example, microservice for facility management, study programs, course planning, staff management, group management, student management, and so on. We are creating this API platform on top of those. So we have one API to query, for example, the schools, academic sessions or classes, and student enrollments and resources and line items and things like that. So if you're not familiar with IMS or One Roster standards, you should definitely check those out. And next slide. But there's of course many more standards that we could also support in DigiOne. We have not decided which standards we are going to support, because many of those standards are more or less old and not really that widely supported in different tools and learning management systems. So we have to focus on some standards to implement first, and that is the IMS One Roster, that we can get the most benefit from implementing. It will provide the means to integrate to all the major learning management systems. But there could be also support for common cartridge for subjects and objectives and different timetables, which could be, it's an XML standard, but could be used for integrating that kind of information to different learning management systems. And also LTA standards, which are mainly used for between different kind of tools and LMS providers. But we could also use LTA SSO as a single sign-on mechanism to different LMS standard. But basically the OpenID Connect is going to provide the same means, and also the MPAS ID for Finnish learning management systems. And then there is the learning record store in the right corner, which is something that DigiOne is probably going to develop in future projects. So it's not something that is going to be at the core in DigiOne, but it could be something that could be both as a commercial service or implemented as a DigiOne service in the future. So learning record store is store for different kind of participation information to students to some courses in learning management systems. But that's all from my presentation. I think we are late from most schedule.
Yes, we are, and I I mainly take blame of that. I'm truly sorry about this, so that we didn't have time today to cover Taina's presentation, but luckily we will have the opportunity later. So actually we are now facing into this kind of a feedback part of the event. So Maria shared you the link to the feedback. So we would appreciate if you give us the feedback, so that did you find this valuable for your needs, and do you think that we should continue these kind of events, and what would be the topics for those, and how often you would like to hear from us. So that kind of information would be appreciated from our part. But I think as we are already over time, we will need to close this call, and thank you very much again for joining this event, and I think we will hear you. We will give you some events going further later on. So thank you.